Hey, I've got a bright idea for conservatives, how we can win the future. How about we leave the Republican Party, form our own thing, wait, I don't know, like 20 years before we win anything, run a candidate for the presidency, maybe 25, 30 years later, he might finish in third place, and call it a day. Now, if I suggested that, most of you watching this would tell me I'm nuts. Hey, you're just going to hand the country over to Democrats. What are you thinking? You know what I'm thinking? Exactly what conservatism's favorite global politician, not named Bibi Netanyahu at the moment, was thinking in 1992, when Nigel Farage left the Conservative Party, concerned about its increasing progressive bent, and formed his own party, the UK Independence Party. And sure, it has barely registered on a national scope. He himself ran for prime minister in 2010. Took him 25 years to get there, and he still finished third. They didn't even win a large percentage of the popular vote until 2009, almost 20 years after he left the Conservative Party. And yet, here we stand in 2016, and even though the UK Independence Party hasn't had majorities, hasn't controlled Parliament, hasn't controlled the Prime Minister office in England, it just won arguably the most important election since World War II in Western Europe. It's leaving the European Union. Why? Because of the work, the trailblazing work of Nigel Farage and the rest of his truly conservative compatriots. See, they listened to Margaret Thatcher when she said, first you win the argument, and then you win the vote. So yes, they don't have the trappings of power, but that also means they're free of the trappings. So they've spent the last generation winning a cultural argument with their countrymen. And the other night, their countrymen came through and shocked the world and said, no, we will reassert our heritage, our sovereignty, our rule of law as a people, and we will leave the European Union. Now I ask you, who would you rather be? One of those conservatives who stayed in the Progressive Conservative Party all of these years, fighting a losing battle, living and working in quicksand, even though you had titles, you had majorities, you had the prime ministership, in the end, what do you have to show for it? Well, would you rather be that person or Nigel Farage, who helped move an entire culture? And I think, in honor of Nigel Farage, our own truly principled conservative politicians in this day and age should be asking themselves the same question. Listen, whether you're the minority leader or the majority leader, whether you have the trappings of the majority or you're in the minority, you're going to take the same heat for being a principled conservative anyway. When this is over, when your career is over, 10, 20, 30, 40 years from now, who would you rather be? Mitch McConnell or Nigel Farage? Exactly.